could be brown, I could be blue.
It was Easter Sunday. They went to her boyfriend's aunt's house for dinner, and they also had a hike planned. Even though she was heavily menstruating, they still went on the hike, and he proposed to her on the hike. Congratulations on the engagement. Follow so you never have to watch an entire video or part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
When he was 17, he pretended to be gay so he can go to an all-girl sleepover party. Unbeknownst to him, they invited another guy and told him to kiss, but then they ended up fornicating and he found out he was gay. Follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video or part 2 ever again.
I could be.
She got a divorce and she moved to Nashville with a friend that she met over Instagram, and then she found out she was very pregnant with her ex-husband's child, and then she had the child, and then the roommate and the baby became best friends, and they post heartwarming TikToks about it. Follow so you never have to watch an entire video or part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
Her parents met in the military and got married after 3 months so that they could be stationed together, and then one year on the mom's birthday, the dad's arm got blown off, and then they had kids eventually, and then they grew up, and the sister ran off with a guy that used to make fun of the dad for having his arm blown off, so now the original creator and her dad make TikToks, and they're awesome. Follow so you never have to watch an entire video or part 2 ever again.
I could be.
First and foremost, I do want to say she gave me her approval. She had just gotten out of a relationship, so she met a guy on Tinder. They hung out a couple times. One of the times they went camping and partook in coitus, and when they returned, she started going to work, but she felt unnatural and kind of ill, so she went to go to the doctor to see if she had COVID, and she didn't have COVID, she had herpes. Follow so you never have to listen to this song, a long video, or a part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
When she was 22 years old, she was a waitress at a diner, and one day this guy named Ray came walking in and he said he would give her $1,000 to start a real estate brokerage together. So they started the brokerage together and ran it for 7 years, and they were together at the time. And then one day, out of nowhere, he decided to leave her and marry her secretary and split the business in half, which is when she started the Corcoran group, and he said that you would never succeed without me there. And during the recession, he went out of business, and she was able to take the Corcoran group and sell it for $66 million. Follow so you never have to watch an entire video or part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
The day before her SAT, she went to Walgreens to get some SAT snacks, where she was held at gunpoint and carjacked. She managed to get out of the car. The cops went after them. Come to find out, it was one of the largest carjacking gangs in all of Houston at the time, and she still ended up going to take the SAT the next morning. Follow so you never have to watch an entire video or part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
They met on a dating app in 2002 when she was 21 and he was 29 years old, and their first date was at a restaurant with concrete tables, but she really wasn't into him at first because he was only 6 feet tall and a lot of his friends were girls, but he was rich. So they finally got together and they had a baby last year named Richard, and they plan to name their next one Concrete after the place that they first met. Follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video, or a part 2 ever again.
I could be.
He was a 19-year-old Alabama boy who took a trip to California with his friend after his freshman year in college, where he met a young single mother. They instantly connected and started dating long distance, and now he's 25 years old. They're married and they have 3 kids, and you've probably seen him here on TikTok. Follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video, or part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
This is something I totally agree with, but basically they were initially supposed to have what was going to be about a $15,000 wedding, and instead they had what I'm assuming was a courthouse wedding so that they could use that extra money to travel to 4 places for their honeymoon. They went to Greece, Italy, Hawaii, and Morocco. Follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video, or a part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
She told an elaborate story about how rapper MC Lyte was her mom, and it was actually kind of believable because they resemble each other, but it was just a joke and everyone got mad at her, and MC Lyte is not her mom. Follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video, or a part 2 ever again.
I could be.
This girl's brother met a girl on Tinder Global, and she didn't want him to meet her for the first time alone, so she decided to travel with him 6,000 plus miles to Brazil, and she ended up being real, and they were perfect together, and everything went swimmingly. Shout out to the sister for being a real one, and follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video, or a part 2 ever again.
I could be.
First and foremost, I want to say to the original creator, I'm so sorry you had this experience, and I'm going to leave out details that are more personal to the creator that I have no business talking about. As far as the story goes, basically, her freshman year in high school, she was in a long-distance relationship for a year and a half with a guy that she had never met in person that would always have reasonable excuses as to why they couldn't meet up, but he would frequently come into town and meet up with her best friend to leave gifts and notes and whatnot to give to her, and then come to find out in the end, it was actually just the best friend catfishing her. Follow so you never have to watch an entire video or a part 2 ever again.
I could be brown.
The boss told him not to come into work today, and he was really confused because he'd been super busy recently, so he decided to drive by the building, and he saw the FBI, SWAT, and DEA outside. So he checked the news and found out that his boss is on the US top 10 most wanted for laundering hundreds of millions of dollars for a massive meth ring. Follow so you never have to listen to that sound, watch an entire video, or part 2 ever again.